I didn't think there was one woman that could fulfill my intellect, my my intellect as well as my voice. That could fulfill my intellect. That could keep me entertained long enough for me to consider being with her for a year, let alone the rest of my life, right? Because I was so accustomed to different women. Multiple women every week was always the goal, and that was the lifestyle. So to think that I could find everything I need in one seemed impossible.
Did you always know you wanted to be married since you guys are already happily married with children now? And do you guys want to get married? You think that person's out there for you? And so, who do we start with?
Man, I'll jump in.
Okay,
Right,
excited.
I always knew I wanted to get married.
Why?
My father lived 5 minutes away from me. I never knew him. And so
How did you know he lived 5 minutes away?
Because my mom we would pass by the house and we're like, that's where your father stays.
Wow.
And so unity, fatherhood is something I used to raise my hand in school when they said, what do you want to be when you grow up? I would be like, I want to be a father. Oh, wow. I remember the homie used to be like, you can do that right now, homie. You can just not like that.
Wow.
So I knew I wanted to, one, be a father, even before I knew I wanted marriage. I was shooting for fatherhood before I was even shooting for marriage. But I knew that all went in line for me. And so it was something I desired. It was something I dreamt about. It was something I wanted. Now, my life high school wasn't like I was faithful in my relationships or in college. So I didn't understand what it took to do it, but I knew that was the end goal.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I always desired marriage, desired a family, and desired fatherhood.
And how's it feel?
It's like, I would say, like my humanity is fulfilled, like my inheritance, like there's a legacy I get to leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I respect that.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
That's good.
Yeah.
Stefan?
For me, in the back of my mind, like way in the back of my mind, I wanted marriage, but I didn't think it was possible. I didn't think there was one woman that could fulfill my intellect, my intellect as well as my voice. That could fulfill my intellect. That could keep me entertained long enough for me to consider being with her for a year, let alone the rest of my life, right? Because I was so accustomed to different women. Multiple women every week was always the goal, and that was the lifestyle. So to think that I could find everything I need in one seemed impossible. But in the back of my mind, my current lifestyle, or my lifestyle at the time, was exhausting.
I was just about to say, isn't it just much simple?
Oh,
like
it is.
It's definitely still hard, and I'm talking like I'm married. It seems as though it's like, wow, like I have something that I build, and every time I come back, it's where I left it. We're still building, and
To have one woman that you know has your back, that you know you can trust, that you can leave your phone out and not trip, that she can leave her phone out, that you can get tested and not have to worry about anything. You can.
we getting deep.
I
right
mean,
here.
like it's just like a sense of peace that you don't have living that other lifestyle.
Yeah.
And so now, having lived on the opposite extreme from being a complete man whore to now being a faithful husband of 3.5 years, it's everything I could have imagined and more. You know what I mean? So it's not I'm missing out on anything else. That other stuff was preventing me from getting to where I'm at now, which is a state of peace I've never had.
Wow. All right, we're starting single guys now. This is inspirational, by the way.
Yeah, for real.
For myself, definitely want to have a family. My father, I think my mom cut my father off at like 7 years old, and we end up just losing total, just like any type of communication with him. Don't know where he is, if he's alive, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't miss a father because my mom was just such a strong woman. Yet I'm like, I'm sure I would be different. And I'm always, that's a FOMO in itself. Like, what would have happened if I just knew who he was a little bit more? Or if I would, he came to my basketball games, if he came to my graduation. So I want to be that person for my children. I want to be the best dad that I can be, role model. And I want to be that, like, generational thinking person where I'm thinking about my grandkids, I'm thinking about my great-grandkids, and I'm financially, mentally, physically putting those individuals in the best position possible to be successful. And it's up to them to obviously take that, I was going to say take that crown, that's to just take that with them to move on.
Right. I've had a strong aversion to marriage just because of what I saw. You know, again, I don't want to put a lot of people's business in the street, but I just felt like if it happens, it happens. If I find that one woman that I say she's the one, and this is it. It's unfortunate. I won't say unfortunate, but just to this point, I haven't found that. But I'm a renewed person. I understand myself better, and I think that I can understand why my relationships haven't been successful. For one, because I thought that they couldn't be because of maybe I thought that I cursed, or it just wasn't for me. But doing the reevaluations and self-realizations and things like that, I know that eventually one day I don't want to be the old dude at the club. So baby girl, hey, that is not the look. Sweet thing.
Come on,
you ain't been dressing like the young people no more, man. And I don't want to be that, but I want to make sure that with all of the decisions that I made in my life, whether they be, favorable or not, that if I do decide to commit to one woman, that there has to be a set of things, I would call it, that fall in line, because I know exactly who I am more now, and especially through the pain that I've dealt with and the frustrations. I've been on that side. I know what to look out for now. So I know what makes me tick. I know what makes me get ticked off. And I have yet to find that one woman where I say, this is it, but I don't have an aversion to finding that. It's just that I did, but now I don't have that aversion, but I am not looking to get married. But if it comes up and I say, I'm going to lock this down, which I think would be, she's going to be an incredible woman to be able to embrace who Tim and Kyle Durrett is, because of all of the things that have made me who I am now. And I'm going to need that understanding and that compassion and that empathy and sympathy, and I want to give that too, because I know that the energy that I was giving off was that of negativity and pain and lack and frustration and anger, and all that stuff can brood and become this seething cauldron of hatred of not just the world but yourself. You have this self-loathing that causes your an involuntary demise of who you're supposed to be, and I've worked through that valley. I've been set on fire and been cleansed of that, so I'm relearning things. So I don't have, I don't have that disdain for marriage because of what I've seen, because that is not, I can change my legacy, I can change what it is. But listening to you brothers, Aaron and Stefan, Aaron, yes, make sure I didn't put the name wrong. But it's just, especially as young as you all are, I just like, well, there's still a chance for me, because I got some years under my belt. I'm probably the eldest at the table, probably one of the eldest in this room. But if it comes to that point, and what marriage would look like for me, I don't know if I'll do the traditional license and all that stuff, because I don't think that, as you can see, the divorce rate, a license don't hold nothing together. It's what you have in your gut and your heart and your mind, and all three of those are matched. Like you said, it's undeniable. Like, I can't deny this. When you know it, It's like, this is it right here. And I can't say who I was before that I had that mentality or that life mindset and skill set to determine or to even recognize if this is the one, because I was looking through a different lens that was pretty cloudy and murky. Now that I can see clearly, now the rain is gone, and I'm able to see now. So if I find that one, it's like Fred Sanford said, if you think about losing it, don't do it, dummy. Hold on to that, because it's rare nowadays in this world where there's so much turmoil, especially in the relationship realm of things, where it's hard to find that one person. So I applaud y'all, and I'm happy for y'all, man. It makes me think, because in my opinion, I didn't do things the right way. And you spend a lot of your years being resentful of yourself and things, and you try to make up for that time. So if I find her, you know, I'm gonna hold on to her like I hold on to money. Like, nope, where you going? Yeah, you stuck with me.
Figuring out right now if this one is the right one, and if not, you know, we'll see. But definitely want that union so that I am not the old brother in the club. Don't want to be there. Sometimes I feel old now, just at some spot. So, but yeah, definitely want that. Just when the time's right.